It is a horrible idea that there is somebody who owns us, who makes us, who supervises us, waking and sleeping, who knows our thoughts, who can convict us of thought crime, who can do thought crime, just for what we think. You're a child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
I had somebody who has since been blocked. Since he's been blocked, I can no longer see his posts on the internet, but I can see them still on my phone. His name is Mohammad Dookhun. And the reason he's been blocked is just like every other male that has ever said anything about debating me. He can't just say, Madam, I would like to debate you, or D, I would like to debate you. I challenge what you're saying, I would like to debate you. Men show respect to men when they want to debate them. But when a man wants to debate a woman, it's really not a debate. It's not, he doesn't see it as debating the woman. It's more, I want to put this woman in her place. I want to talk down to her and belittle her and use language that puts her down. And Mohammed demonstrates this in his notes, which is why he was blocked. I put up a video that had it's called An Atheist Educates Muslims, and I'm making comments about this group of young men that are sitting on a corner and they're saying some disgusting things to this young girl about how she should be rather than how she is. And Mohammad Dookhun, his first note to me is, deity free D. The problem is the other way round. If these boys had a good Islamic education, they would not behave like that. Now, challenge me, I dare you, if you are brave enough to debate me. Somebody by the name of Auld Lang Syne, AULDLANGSIGN, writes to Muhammad, why should it take courage to debate you? I've never heard it put that way before. Sounds like a threat to me. Muhammad's response to this question is, I take up people who are crackpot like her, who shows hate for debate. This witch judge a religion on some small guys sitting by the side of street making stupid comment. How about if I judge USA or UK on some stupid politicians who break the laws, such as pedophile? Shall I blame the whole country for that? Auld Lang Syne writes back and says he wants to hear Muhammad's argument. Muhammad writes to him, I am waiting for this idiot woman to take me on, and if she does not, then I will enlighten you. Okay, first of all, I want to point out to Muhammad, who is probably not watching this because I blocked him. I don't think he can. But anybody who saw his little comment, my opinion is not just based on a group of guys sitting on a street corner. I have other videos. The most recent one, How to Treat Women Muslim Style or Islam Style, is a good one. And it doesn't just judge the whole religion or cult based on a group of guys sitting on a street corner. I'm judging this cult based on a whole lot of things. A whole lot of evil things that this cult does. And it has nothing to do with ISIS. I do separate ISIS from the rest of Islam, the rest of what I consider to be believers of this cult. But then again, there's, aside from ISIS, there's Muslim extremists who think that apostates should be killed. and they think that a woman shouldn't sit next to a man, etc., etc., etc. And I do include them in my judgment of Islam, because that is a byproduct of what this cult has created. Technically, so is ISIS, but, you know, a group of terrorists could call themselves Christians and go around doing horrible things and really have nothing to do with Christianity. So whether or not they're really inspired by the cult, I don't know. That maybe they've taken a few verses from the Quran and are using that as justification. I don't know. But I do, when I say when I'm judging Islam, I don't include ISIS. I include all the stuff that happened that I have read about in my life before ISIS ever came to be. Since I was like 14 years old, and I read in the paper about the first honor killing that happened in my state, in Seattle, to a little girl killed by her parents with a ice pick while she begged them to stop. They had video, they had an audio tape of the murder because they had the house under surveillance anyway, for they were suspected drug dealers. So this whole thing was audio taped, and on the tape the little girl is pleading with her parents not to kill her or to stop, please stop, while they're killing her with an ice pick because she wants to dress Western. That's something I'll never forget. I include that in my judgment of this cult and everything that I've read and heard of ever since. It's not just about a bunch of delinquents sitting on a street corner. It's 52 years of, okay, not 52, because I have to say from age 14 on to my current age. About as much time as I've been a Christian, I've been observing this cult and how this cult treats people, and especially women. I have been observing, I've been reading the news, I've been made aware of things, horrible atrocities that have happened in the name of Allah, in the name of Muhammad. Okay, back to speaking of Muhammad. I find it interesting that, you know, and I'm going to generalize here, and I'm sure it's not true for all men. There are men who respect women. There are men who think of women as equals to men. You don't find very many of those, however, in Middle Eastern countries. I don't think there's a lot of Muslims who think of women as equal. Maybe they want to. Maybe they want to go, oh, well, the Quran says that we should respect women, da-da-da-da-da, as what? You lay down the law to them and say, well, you can do this and this, but you can't do this and this and this. Sorry, again, as I said in one of my other videos, just because a book says you have the right to dictate how other people dress or behave or live doesn't make it true. Why did I block Muhammad? Because he, for some reason, can't just address me like a human being, have a normal conversation. He has to include put-downs, which is so, again, I'm generalizing, but it's something I've come to expect from men who are feeling defensive. I disagree with you, and I'm going to, you don't want to debate me. You want to put me in my place, Muhammad. And I get that from your very first little note. This idiot woman. Why didn't you just say idiot? Would you say, if somebody named Joe, you wanted to debate somebody named Joe, would you call him an idiot man, or would you just say, I'm going to wait and see if Joe responds? You probably would just say that, but because I'm a woman, we have to point out that I'm a woman. You can't just say, I want to see if this idiot responds. You have to say, idiot woman responds. Interesting, subtle giveaway toward what I consider to be a very Muslim way of looking at women in general. I want to see if this idiot woman, yeah, immediately we're going to know that her opinion, her intellect in general is considerably less than mine because she is a woman. She's not just an idiot, she's an idiot woman. That's like saying she's doubly as stupid because she's a woman. And we're going to point that out. Not too subtle, actually. Very screamingly loud, in my opinion, expression of disdain, contempt, whatever. You want to put this woman in her place. You don't want to debate. I don't appreciate being called names, and I'm going to respond accordingly. And that's why, Muhammad, you've been blocked. You can't address a woman like a normal human being, like a equal human being. You have to put her down. Not only call her an idiot, but invoke her gender. Oh, remember, you're just a woman and I'm a man. How dare you? If you're even so brave as to debate me because I'm a man, I'm superior, and you're just a lowly woman. And that's how I've been raised to think about women. Because I've been raised up by this cult. It's not just Islam, it's not just Muslims. Christianity teaches this about women. There's plenty of sexist Christians walking around who truly believe that the man is the head of the household, and the woman should ask the man first, and the father should have the ultimate say over the children. Lots of Christian families who think that way. These patriotic cults create this mentality. Another comment, you refer to me as a witch. You know, honestly, I actually wouldn't mind being a witch. I kind of wish I could be a witch. I don't know a lot about the pagan religion or Wicca, but I do know that witches believe in gods. I have a few friends who are witches, and they believe in gods. I don't know if you can be a witch without believing in gods. You know, gods of nature or whatever. Witches believe in gods. So I can't be a witch. I'm kind of sorry about that, because I think it's a cool religion. I think it's one of the few religions in the world that has not hurt people. Anyway, but apparently I'm a witch now that I'm older. Another put down. A man cannot, or at least this man, cannot ask a woman to debate him without insulting her. So he's blocked. I think it would be really great to have a real debate with somebody, man or woman, if it could be done civilly, if there could be no personal attacks or insults or nasty names said. I have yet to have a man want to debate me. It's always come off as an attack and a put down. And so people like that get blocked. I lost my patience for that a long time ago. I'm here to have fun, and I'm not here to be put down. And you don't have to agree with me. You know, these people referring to Muslim men, not all, but some, probably think that I deserve to be killed for speaking out against this cult. So to them, calling me names is considerably less than what they really want to do. But whatever. Muhammad has been blocked for the reason that he cannot address me like an equal human being. And I don't appreciate being called names. And the subtle put-downs because I'm a woman. Yes, I'm a woman. Thank you for pointing that out. No, I'm not an idiot. Although I can be an idiot. Definitely can be an idiot, and I have been on many occasions. I don't consider myself an idiot when it comes to learning about the different religions. An idiot doesn't care. I do. I was just recently corrected, actually, on Facebook. I don't think an idiot can be corrected. I don't think an idiot can take in new information and process it and go, oh, I guess I was wrong. I don't think an idiot can, which I guess means a lot of Christians are idiots, because there's a lot of Christians that can't admit they're wrong. Lots of Muslims, too, that can't admit they're wrong. I did, though, the other day. I was on Facebook and I mentioned that one of the reasons I fault Mormonism is a woman can't get to the celestial kingdom, which is the highest level of heaven, unless she's married. And a man can. A man can get to the highest level of heaven with or without a wife. I think I'm losing my power. I just blinked twice. Anyway, but a woman can't get to the highest level of heaven unless she's married. This is something I have thought for a long time. I think I read it in the Kingdom of the Cults, I'm not sure. But it's something I've thought for a long time. I was very sure of that information. In fact, I've probably said it in some videos before, that one of the reasons Mormonism, women can't get to the highest level of heaven unless they're married. Somebody corrected me on Facebook the other day and said, you know what, men can't get to the highest level of heaven either unless they're married. And my first reaction was, oh, that's bullshit. Men can, women can't. But then I went and I looked. I did a little Google thing. It's so easy now to figure out, to find information. Just go to Google. So that's what I did. I went to Google. And like the very first thing that popped up was talking about how it's so important, if you're a Mormon, to get married. And it does say that both men and women need to be married to get to the highest level of heaven. So then I felt kind of stupid, and I went back and said to this guy on Facebook, wow, I just checked and you're right. I admitted I was wrong. I continued on with the other things I don't like about Mormonism, but now I know that I was wrong, and I will adjust my thinking on that one thing. Not going to say that anymore, because now I know what is true, that both men and women cannot get to the highest level of heaven unless they're married. So I learned something, and as long as you continue every day taking in new information and adjusting what you think and trying to learn new things, you're trying your very best to not be an idiot. And that's me. I'm trying very hard to not be an idiot. I still will be an idiot. There will always be those things that I'm going to act stupid. I'm going to have my moments where I'm an idiot. Everybody does. And so does Muhammad. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. Muhammad said something in his last note about how he wouldn't judge the whole country based on some politician who was a pedophile. I just think that that's an interesting choice for him to make, considering his holy leader was a pedophile. Muhammad was a pedophile. And because of Muhammad's example, how many girls are sold off at a very young age and made into child brides? How many men are following in the example set by their prophet? Yeah, pedophile. A cult founded by a pedophile. Okay, that's it. If you've been watching, thanks. Bye.